Présentation ce samedi de l'UFC 326. Le titre du combattant le plus dur à cuire sera en jeu et il va tenter de défendre sa ceinture BMF pour la deuxième fois contre Charles Oliveira en grande finale. On a le privilège de s'entretenir avec l'ancien champion des poids plumes de l'UFC, un des plus grands combattants de l'histoire, Max Blessed Holloway. Max, merci énormément de prendre le temps. Comment ça va?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
It's a fascinating matchup. Two of the brightest stars in the UFC, two great champions as well. I know fans are excited. Are you excited to face Charles Oliveira in a week?
Oh, for sure. I am super excited to fight Oliveira. The first fight we can't take nothing away from it. But I've been seeing him talking. He's been saying the first fight he was just jiu-jitsu, and now he's MMA, and now he's MMA Oliveira, and I can't wait to find out and figure it out on March 7th. He's an animal. He's a beast. He's a legend of sport. He did great things. I think so. Since the last fight, me and him, was building our legacy, and this is a huge legacy fight right here. And if I can go out there, and get my hand raised in exciting fashion, then I can put my name. I can put my name right in the mix for an undisputed title, just because I have history with interim title holder of our weight class and the undisputed title holder of our weight class.
Like you said, it's going to be a rematch to 2015 now, and the first one kind of ended in a weird way. He got injured, and obviously conditions, and you were not at the same place in your career at that time. So, what's the biggest difference now in 2026, preparing for a fight against Charles Oliveira?
It's just like I just said in that first answer. He's a different guy. I'm a different guy, and I can't wait. I can't wait to go out there and show the octagon with him. A lot of people think that striking wise, I have him, and then a lot of people think if he gets me to the ground, it's an easy fight for him. This is mixed martial arts, and I can't wait to do it. A lot of guys sleep on Charles striking, bro. Charles don't go out there and grapple these guys and straight out grapple these guys. He hurts them. He hurts them on the feet, and then he out grapple them. So I'm getting ready for a dangerous Oliveira. I can't wait to share the octagon with him, and I can't wait, especially with this Paramount Plus era. Man, the guys who's tuning in, the viewership that's tuning in on these cards is ridiculous. So I can't wait to get some new fans.
He jumped at lightweight before you did, but given the fact that did you have it in the back of your mind that you would be facing him at some point, even though after the first fight the weight ended? And are you surprised it took so long because he jumped weight class, I guess?
I mean, not at all. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to see him again after the first time we fought. But then as our career went, he stood at 45 for a little bit, and then he went to 55, and then he did this incredible run. And then I started to think, oh, maybe I might see this guy again. He did get the undisputed title. He did defend it a couple times. So I was like, oh, we might run into each other. And then when I finally made the jump to 55, the talks was even more and more heavy. And then March 7th came, and we're finally here. We got it done for the BMF title. He was my I don't know. I think so. We both was, unless I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but he was my first UFC main event. I think that was his first UFC main event also. And now look at us, BMF title, a number card in Las Vegas, the fight capital, the fight city capital in the world, and it's just amazing to be here.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was in Saskatoon, Canada, so maybe it was your first main event as well. Yeah, I think you're right. BMF, you just touched on it. You've been one of the greatest champion on 145, divisional champion. Now we can say it, the greatest BMF champion. You're the only one to defend that belt. What does this title mean? The BMF one for Max Holloway.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I love it. I love doing it. I think so. I was the only undisputed champion, or former undisputed champion to hold the belt too. So that's amazing. And now look, now we have two former undisputed champions fighting for it.
Mm.
and I'm going for another title defense with this title. So it's crazy. It's crazy how this belt started and where this belt is now, and I'm just blessed with having these opportunities.
Um, it's important. The win is important for this belt that's on the line, but also very important for the division. And we all know you would love to be champion at 155 as well. So what's at stake? You think he's number 3, you're number 4? How do you see that? How do you see the matchup shaking up after this fight?
Um, we see what happens. I mean, you've been covering this sport, and we see some crazy things happen. And if I can go out there and make a moment, imagine me doing a 300 moment here in and on March 7th. My gosh, the ball be in our court. We just gotta go out there and win fights. If you can win fights, that helps you. But if you can win fights in crazy, ridiculous fashions, that helps you a lot, and that's what UFC wants. So, I can see us jumping the line for sure. The winner of this jumping the line is just the way we get it done.
How much would you love to face Ilya Topuria again? We all know what happened the last time
Mm-hmm.
you shared the octagon. So is it one of the biggest goal you have for the end of your career?
Look, I would love it. I'd love to for sure. Everybody that ever got one on me, I want to get him back. Especially with Ilya. He's the only man to do what he did. So I would love to get that back. I think it'd be a fun fight. I think it'd be a huge fight. Like I said, if it's not him, I have history with the interim title and Justin Gaethje. That'd be a fun fight. That would be a huge fight again, a huge rematch. And then first things first is always Charles. You always I got nothing but respect for the guy in front of me. I'm not overlooking him in any way possible. But even with the Conor McGregor talks, he's coming back. The BMF title was at 170 at one point, so he got one over me. That would be a fun fight too. So we see what happens. Like I said, if I can go out there, I can make a moment. You make a moment. The fans get crazy. The fans get behind you. Dana White loves it.
Mm.
Who's to say I'm not fighting for the undisputed title next?
I'm intrigued about this Conor McGregor thing. 170 for Max Holloway. What challenge does that represent?
Would be a fun one. Would just be a fun fight, a huge fight. I think so. We have history. He's coming back. You know, his training. You're seeing his training videos. He's looking really good, and I think it'd be a fun one. I'd just love to get that back. And whenever Conor McGregor has to do something with a fight, it's always a big fight. So I think it'd be cool.
When you win this weekend, are you gonna campaign hard for this one on the White House against McGregor? Is it
We see what happens. First
okay?
things first. I got to get my win. I don't want to overlook Charles, and I don't know how I come out of the fight. If get my hand raised, and then what my body is looking like after the fight. So first things first, one step at a time. Charles got my full attention, and we go from there.
Before I let you go, I have to talk grappling just a little bit because you said in interviews before that you're very confident in your takedown defense and your grappling and your jiu-jitsu as well. So if it goes to the ground, you're confident. Um, do you remember your last submission win, and what would it mean just to uh, just be competitive on the ground against Charles Oliveira and maybe win by submission this weekend or next weekend?
I mean, I've been saying it. I've been saying it all the time. People have been calling me crazy. The BMF thing to do in a BMF title would be title fight against a submission artist would to be submit him. So that'd
Right?
be pretty cool. And I feel really confident. Not pretty confident, really confident on my ground. Jiu-jitsu wise, if this was a jiu-jitsu match, maybe I can see if we was in a gi or we just grappling. Maybe I can see why people would be concerned or whatever. But I have no concerns. I have some of the best jiu-jitsu guys that I roll with over in Gracie Technics. I have one of the best coach. I mean, and then his master Pedro Sauer is an absolute animal, and I pick his mind on stuff sometimes when I am able to talk to him or see him. So I feel great, man. This is mixed martial arts.
Mm.
I love kickboxing, I love boxing, I love striking. Even though I don't go to the ground that much, but I love jujitsu, man. I love MMA as a whole, and people get to find out. If we somehow find ourselves there, I ain't shying away from the opportunity. If there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it.
Your last sub win, 2015 against Cobb Swenson. I'm putting my money on it for UFC 326. Max Holloway, thank you very much for your time. Always a pleasure. And best of luck, champ, for this upcoming fight. Merci énormément à Max Holloway pour sa générosité. Vous l'entendez, très excité à l'idée d'affronter Charles Oliveira. C'est un combat entre deux des meilleurs combattants de leur génération. Deux anciens champions, Holloway à 145 livres et Oliveira à 155 livres. Et c'est aussi très important pour la division des poids légers. Oliveira est classé 3e et Holloway 4e. C'est un combat revanche également. Oliveira et Holloway s'étaient affrontés en 2015 du côté de Saskatoon et ça s'était vraiment terminé en queue de poisson puisque dès les premières secondes, Oliveira s'était blessé sérieusement au cou, on dit même à l'œsophage, blessure un peu mystérieuse. Donc, on est très heureux de recroiser le fer de nouveau 10 ans plus tard. Et ce que Holloway explique, c'est que les deux sont vraiment complètement différents. En fait, surtout Oliveira, qui à l'époque, disait-il en 2015, était simplement reconnu comme un combattant de Jiu-Jitsu, mais il a beaucoup amélioré son combat debout, même si son pain, son beurre et sa marque de commerce, ce sont les soumissions. Mais du côté d'Holloway, lui, a cimenté vraiment sa place comme peut-être le meilleur boxeur ou le meilleur combattant debout de l'histoire. C'est lui d'ailleurs qui mène l'UFC. Toutes catégories confondues pour le nombre de coups significatifs et le nombre de coups totaux qui ont touché la cible. Donc, vraiment un choc de style vraiment intéressant, mais deux combattants qui ont beaucoup évolué au cours des 10 dernières années. Cette fameuse ceinture BMF, qu'est-ce qu'elle signifie pour Max Holloway? C'est quand même la 3e fois là, qu'il combat dans ce type d'événement. Il l'a emporté contre Justin Gaethje à l'UFC 300, un KO spectaculaire qui va rester dans les annales. Et il l'a défendu l'été dernier contre Dustin Poirier. Pour lui, c'est vraiment l'occasion de mettre sur pied des combats qui sont de grande envergure, qu'on pourrait peut-être pas faire nécessairement dans un autre contexte. Les combattants adorent également les duels qui sont proposés. Et celui-là, c'est toute une affiche, honnêtement, Oliveira et Holloway. Donc pour Holloway, c'est vraiment excitant et intéressant de pouvoir prendre part à ce type de combat. Le gagnant va être bien placé, comme je le disais, dans la catégorie des légers. Et Holloway veut pas trop en parler parce qu'il respecte beaucoup Oliveira, ne veut pas le prendre à la légère. Il sait qu'il a un gros défi devant lui, mais a quand même dans sa ligne de mire Ilia Topuria, qui est le champion incontesté des légers, avec une grosse victoire. Peut-être un KO à la UFC 300 qu'il a fait contre Gaethje, un KO à 4,59 du 5e round, où tout le monde devient complètement fou. Il dit, ce genre de moment-là, ça peut créer des opportunités. Et peut-être que si je réussis à créer ce type de moment, je pourrais passer devant Gaethje et affronter Ilia Topuria cet été pour le titre incontesté. Mais il n'en est pas là. Il dit Gaethje, ça pourrait être le gagnant d'Oliveira Gaethje. Quelque part d'ici la fin de l'année, ça pourrait être intéressant aussi pour Holloway. Et il n'hésite pas à mentionner aussi le nom de Conor McGregor. Il dit Conor revient à 170 livres. Il m'a déjà battu à 145 livres. Ce serait un défi intéressant pour lui de monter de catégorie de poids, 170 pour un combat contre Conor McGregor, qui sait, à la Maison-Blanche. Bref, il y a plein d'options, mais ne prend pas à la légère Charles Oliveira. Il ne veut pas non plus voir trop loin. Et en terminant, je lui ai parlé de grappling, de jeu au sol, en fait, parce que les gens qui regardent ça de l'extérieur se disent, on a peut-être un des meilleurs combattants debout en Holloway, un des meilleurs combattants au sol en Oliveira, le record de soumission à l'UFC avec 17. Il dit c'est un combat d'MMA et je suis très solide au sol. Je ne le montre pas dans mes combats parce que j'ai pas besoin. Mais si ça va au sol, j'ai très confiance en mes chances. Et là, on a fait une petite blague parce que sa dernière victoire par soumission, quand même, ça remonte à 2015 contre Cobb Swenson. Mais il dit regardez, je crois en mes chances et ce serait vraiment BMF. Ce serait vraiment. Ça irait vraiment avec le type de combat et la signification de cette ceinture du plus mauvais garçon que d'aller battre le meilleur artiste de soumission à son propre jeu. On verra ce que ça va donner. Oui, l'UFC 326 ce samedi 7 mars en grande finale. Max Holloway contre Charles Oliveira pour la ceinture BMF. Carte préliminaire sur l'application TVA+, gratuitement dès 20h. Et bien sûr, la carte principale sur Indigo, télé à la carte dès 22h.